Hunter Dunn, one of our next guests, points out Trump, quote, wants to stifle speech. The best way to prevent your speech from being stifled is having so many people exercising their First Amendment rights together that he can't possibly arrest all of them. And that's how you weaken him. Joining us now is Hunter Dunn, National Press Coordinator for the 5051 movement, which is part of the No Kings Day Coalition. Hunter is helping organize the downtown Los Angeles demonstration today. Also joining us, former Congressman Joe Walsh, author of The Social Contract on Substack. He's speaking at the No Kings rally in Hartford, Connecticut. Gentlemen, thank you both very much for coming to the weekend. Former Congressman Joe, one of my big concerns about the No Kings demonstrations across the country today, the one you're participating in, the one Hunter's participating in, is not the specter of violence on the part of the protesters. It's the specter of potential violence on the part of people who want to instigate something, who want to turn this into something that turns the horrifying and deplorable descriptions of the people who are going to take this to the streets today by the Speaker of the House and other Republicans, that this is somehow not the will of the American people exercising itself as guaranteed in the Constitution.
Oh, Jonathan, absolutely. And you're right. This is part and parcel. This is what Trump, that dictator, that king in the White House, has been doing for the last number of months, putting the military on our streets. He's the one who wants violence. He's the one inciting violence. But I'm so fired up, Jonathan. I've already had like 6 cups of coffee.
Oh, Lord.
No, man, that's just the beginning. I mean, think about what today is. Today is all about love for this country. We are going to see the largest, I mean the largest, peaceful protest in American history. People from all over the country coming together, right? We may disagree on a lot of issues, but everybody today is united in no kings, not here, not in America. And the key word there, Jonathan, is peaceful, because you nailed it. The other side, Trump and his people, they want violence, and they're going to try to incite it all day. Ain't going to happen.
Hunter, I want to play some sound from the White House press secretary along the lines of what the congressman is talking about.
The Democrat Party's main constituency are made up of Hamas terrorists, illegal aliens, and violent criminals. That is who the Democrat Party is catering to, not the Trump administration and not the White House and not the Republican Party, who is standing up for law-abiding Americans, not just across the country, but around the world.
Hunter, what do you think they are trying to signal here, right? Because, you know, to Joe's point, to Jonathan's point, at the end of the day, the concern is a trap, right? Setting a trap for folks to overreact. But it also, this language is about signaling to people what should happen, right? Signaling to their folks what they should be on the lookout. Calling someone a terrorist brings some kind of emotions to the American psyche about how you could treat that person and how they should be treated in this country.
Well, first off, it's pretty obvious that they were showing one picture of a peaceful Muslim man over and over again while talking about so-called violent criminals.
I wonder why, Hunter. Why?
So, you know, I just... You know, for the news channel that's so concerned with the left inciting violence, maybe don't show just one Muslim guy when talking about Hamas terrorists, especially because he's not. He's a peaceful Democratic candidate. As someone who isn't a registered Democrat, I'm an independent. The constituency of the No Kings protest are people left, right, and center who are pro-democracy, anti-fascism, and nonviolent. If you fit into those 3 categories, you're welcome at any No Kings protest, whether you're closer to me in ideology or to our friend, former Congressman Joe.
Joe, on that note, you know, protesters across the country, protest leaders are putting out statements indicating that they are going to be peaceful, that they are going to simultaneously protest this authoritarian regime. That's in their words. We got a statement in real time in the middle of the show from one of the protest leaders in Virginia, who's reacting to Governor Glenn Youngkin's moves to activate the Virginia National Guard. This protester ends with, "We won't be intimidated. We won't be silenced. Instead, we look look forward to peacefully gathering today with thousands in attendance, speaking truth to power and having our voices heard. For those watching this show across the country who are maybe getting ready to go out and protest themselves, what advice do you have to them in terms of any potential provocation that they might be receiving today, whether they're in a city with National Guard or not?
My advice is loud, proud, joyous, happy, be all about love for this country and be peaceful. And think about this. What my former party is scared to death of, and some have told me this privately. That's why Speaker Johnson and some of my former colleagues, oh my God, I mean, terrorists, calling people today terrorists, what they are afraid of is mammoth, peaceful protest. That's what scares the heck out of them. What they want is violence. What they want is division. They don't want millions and millions and millions of Americans, by the way, like Hunter and I, who will be out there, who disagree on probably a bunch of policy, but we're united in defending democracy. That's what's bringing everybody out today. And that's what scares them. So my advice is be loud and proud, be a happy warrior today, love for this country. I mean, that's why you believe in no kings and remain peaceful, no matter what.
Well, right. And to your point, Joe, you're talking about some of the language and rhetoric coming from your former colleagues. Let's just play a little montage of the rhetoric coming from Republicans on the Hill.
They call it the No Kings rally. We call it the Hate America rally because we have all the Marxists collected, all the Antifa people, the BLM remnants. You'll have the pro-Hamas wing of the Democratic Party, and they're going to be out here demonstrating and screaming and wailing.
These guys are playing to the most radical, small, and violent base in the country. We call it the Hate America rally because you'll see the hate for America all over this thing when they show up.
I mean, I don't even know who Joe, you've had your say on this kind of deplorable rhetoric. But Hunter, I'm wondering, once the sound of that came out, a lot of the commentary has been, you know what, that's actually kind of backfiring and is sort of stiffening the spines of Democrats on Capitol Hill. But what do you think that kind of rhetoric throughout this week has done for your efforts to get people out today for No Kings rallies?
Yeah, I think that it has massively increased turnout. It has strengthened the American people against the kind of rhetoric that Mike Johnson and other members of the House GOP leadership are doing. A, because they're busy making up random lies rather than releasing the Epstein files. But B, more importantly, they're lying to the American people, and the American people can see that. Donald Trump calls Portland war-ravaged, but cut to a live feed of Portland, you see people in inflatable frog costumes, electric slide, right? You don't see violence except for from federal law enforcement, from ICE and DHS who shoot at priests with rubber bullets. Who are the violent people? The people taking orders directly from Donald Trump, right? But that doesn't mean that we can do the same thing. We have to stay peaceful, not for optical reasons, not because it's simply the right thing to do, but because it plays right into Trump's hands, because he wants to manufacture a crisis to put this country under martial law. He wants to claim that there's a mass migration and illegal invasion, that there simply isn't one. He wants to claim that there is one and use it to put the country under martial law. And the only word for that is fascist. And that's why we're going to be out there protesting today. And that's why we need to do it peacefully, to show the world and to show our fellow citizens whose side they need to be on when Trump tries to bring that hammer down.
I don't know if we have this as a full screen, but our producer put together some kind of Republican and Republican-leaning places where these No Kings events are. Lake Region, Heritage Center in Devils Lake, North Dakota. Mineral Wells Park in Guthrie, Oklahoma. City Sidewalk in Pewee Valley, Kentucky. Little Red Schoolhouse in Beloit, Kansas. what we're seeing, Joe, is not just Democrats having issues with this. Hell, not even just independents who lean Democratic having issues with this. These are people that are looking at what they're seeing and saying to themselves, and now they're going to say to the President of the United States, there's nothing more American than us walking around and saying, we don't want a king here. We fought over this. So I want you to speak to a little bit about Republicans, because I know you're a Democrat now, but you still talk to a lot of your Republican colleagues and friends and family members who are probably going to be out there today as well, not because they are cozy with Hakeem Jeffries or Chuck Schumer, but because they don't like the idea of a king or someone overstepping the bounds of the Constitution in this country.
That's such a great point. That is such a great point. I spoke at a bunch of the No Kings rallies at the last one in June. And I'll tell you what, these will be bigger. And I've been blown away in the last couple weeks from hearing from so many of my Republican friends and conservative friends who did not go out to the June rallies, who have watched what's happened the last few months in this country, and they're coming out today. So to your point, this is going to be an even bigger, more politically diverse crowd, because you're going to get Republicans and conservatives coming out. Because think about this. What is more American than just reaffirming that basic founding principle that we do not have kings in this country?